Welcome to AGK's Vinyl Life. I'm your host, Anthony K. And today's Monday, September 28th, 2020. And it's been a couple weeks since I've done a video. And those who watch my channel only and don't see me on live streams and maybe don't follow me on Instagram probably don't realize, but I've been sick the last week or so. And so on today's episode, I've got a hodgepodge of things I want to talk about. I'm just back on my feet today. This is the first day I've actually felt almost almost back to normal. Unfortunately, a week ago when I was about to film my video for last week, I woke up very ill and put up with a lot of pain and discomfort for an entire day until I finally had to call 911 and spent an ambulance trip to the hospital and a night in the hospital, and I'm not going to get into all that, but it has laid me out for the last week. And I'm back now, feeling a lot better. And for those of you that watch Rachel, the Music Mam's live streams, which I'm a regular part of on an almost daily basis, you'll have probably seen me even broadcasting from the emergency ward of the hospital of all things, in dire pain. What possessed me, who knows? But yeah, and they've probably seen me on my recovery road on those streams. Yeah, it's been a really tough week, but I really want to thank all the wonderful people. We joke a lot around in that channel, and it's pretty much a free-for-all in there. Some days it's like an episode of Jerry Springer on that live stream, but sometimes we actually talk about music. But I really want to thank everybody for all the well wishes in the channel, in the peanut gallery as we call it of the channel, and the other people that come on live streaming with us. I want to thank you all for your well wishes. Wishing me well, and the people on Instagram, because I did do an Instagram post saying that I would not be able to post until I was back on my feet, and I got lots of comments on my Instagram saying get well, Anthony. So everybody that showed their concern and everything, thank you very much. I'm not 100% back to normal yet, but I am feeling a lot better, enough to make a video today. So I'm gonna get one out to you guys, because it's been a couple weeks. And other channel news is, today's video is a real kind of rush together thing, because I just sort of woke up today and said, you know what, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to throw something together, do a video for this week. And hopefully next week I can get back to my normal format, because I have so many episodes that I kind of contemplate for weeks on end and plan and figure out how I'm going to do them. And I have some subjects. I have another part of my cheesecake vinyl video that's still coming in the future. I have Band and Rare Records, another popular series that's still got more to come in the future. But the one that I want to have come next, I have a top 10 divas video that I'm going to be doing very, very soon. I think in my next couple videos I'm going to really try to pop out these two videos next, being my top 10 divas and a comps video that I've been talking about for months. I have a comps album video, and this isn't greatest hits. This is comps, music samplers. But I'm not going to be dealing with sampler albums of the past, from the 80s and 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. These are going to be new comps that have come out in the 2010s that are just absolutely fantastic. That hopefully is going to be those two videos are going to hopefully be in my next couple of proper episodes coming out. So that's where the channel is at. That's my channel news. So I decided today on this episode, I had planned last week, if I hadn't got sick, to do another vlog. I had planned to go to the record store, show record store day drop number 2, and of course, what I got on drop number 2. But that all didn't work out too well for me. But I did manage to get my record store day drop number 2 items that I wanted. Thank you very much to a special someone who made that possible for me. And I did get the record store day drops number 2 that I did want. And so I'm just going to show them, because I only had a couple things on the record store day drop number 2 list that I wanted, and I got I was very happy that somebody got both of those taken care of for me. And I was able to order the third one I needed on Discogs from Canada at a pretty good price, not inflated or anything, pretty much at retail price, and that is shipping to me as we speak, and that one that's shipping to me as we speak. is the Britney Oops, I Did It Again remixes and B-sides. So hopefully that'll be here in time for my Divas video. But what I did get on Record Store Day drop number 2, I'll just quickly show, because there's probably already been a bajillion Record Store Day drop 2 videos. So I'm going to really pop these ones off super fast. There's only a couple anyhow. And I actually, since Record Store Day drop 1 over the last month, I did manage to pick up a couple drop 1 ones that I didn't originally pick up on the Record Store Day drop 1. And they were the Arnold Lane by Pink Floyd with the etched B-side. The last live show that featured, of course, the keyboardist before he passed away. So nice to have that. Pink Floyd, Arnold Lane, really nice song. Really like the way they did it. From the last live performance as Pink Floyd of a band, and it was, I believe this was 2007 or 9, something like that. It was recorded 2007 or 2009, something like that. But the Pink Floyd Arnold Lane with the beautifully etched B-side, that was from drop 1 that I picked up over the last month. And another one from drop 1 that I picked up over the last month was the Army of Darkness soundtrack. This was a Record Store Day drop 1 release also, which I managed to find a couple weeks later, actually, in another Record Store Day, a leftover. So the Army of Darkness soundtrack from expanded soundtrack, in fact, from Army of Darkness. That was a drop 1 release. And last but not least, I decided to pull the trigger and got the U2 11 o'clock TikTok from drop 1, which was on that beautiful blue colored vinyl. So I picked those 3 up from drop number 1, which was, I think, the best drop. And in fact, the next drop I'm really not. There's one for sure, maybe 2 that I want on the drop number 3. I'll talk about that when we get closer to drop number 3. But the 2, other than the Britney, which is on its way to me now, other than the Britney Oops, I Did It Again, the 2 that I really wanted on drop number 2, which somebody was very nice enough to take care of for me, was, of course, the Roger Waters' The Wall. And we've seen a lot of people showing this in the last few days, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. It's Roger Waters' The Wall, Saturday, the 21st of July, 1990. I remember watching this video. In fact, somewhere I have a VHS tape of this video, watching this performance, and I absolutely loved it. I almost loved this performance with the various artists more than the original Wall album itself. I mean, I absolutely love the way the Scorpions opened it. It's a great spin, and I understand this is on a clear vinyl. Roger Waters' The Wall. That was one of the 2 I really wanted on Record Store Day. And the other from drop number 2 this weekend was the complement to this album. Now, this album came out back in 1988. This is The Alarm, one of my favorite bands from the 80s. The Alarm, Electric, and of course they continue to make music right up to today. And one day maybe I'll show you some of their recent stuff. But this is The Alarm, Electric Folklore Live. And I was always disappointed when this was released that it was a single LP, because it was a fantastic album. Eye of the Hurricane by The Alarm is one of my top 10 for sure, maybe top 5 albums of the 1980s. The Alarm, Rain in the Summertime, Like a Hurricane. I absolutely love that album. So, and of course, this was a live album that was released after the popularity of Rain in the Summertime being a smash hit single. And that album being so, Eye of the Hurricane being so popular, they released a live album, and it was called Electric Folklore Live, with such big things, and it had a lot of stuff from that album on it, and it was, I guess, just to push the success of that album. But I always felt like, wow, fantastic single record, why wasn't it a double album? I mean, there must have been more to this concert. There must have been more to this concert than just that. And indeed there was, and it was released for the first time ever on vinyl, on drop number 2, and I haven't seen anybody show this one so far on the videos I've watched. This is The Alarm, and they call this one Celtic Folklore Live. So it goes together, and it says right even on the sticker, it goes together with the original 1988 Electric Folklore Live. It goes together to make a double album. and it's the rest of the songs, and a great selection of songs on here. Newtown Jericho, Knife Edge, Howling Wind, Presence of Love, Absolute Reality, One Step Closer to Home, Marching On, The Stand, 68 Guns, Bound for Glory. I am looking forward to hearing this, and it says right on here, The Alarm. And it's even got the April Record Store Day sticker on it, the April 18th, because this was originally supposed to drop way back in April. Previously unreleased album recorded live in London and California in 1988, Celtic Folklore effectively turns 1988's Electric Folklore album into a double album. So there you go. Those were my two pickups for Record Store Day drop number 2. And now, for the last part of this video, I decided I've never done a vinyl finds video. I'm not, I didn't think I'd ever do a vinyl finds video because I've always got a topic for my videos. Because I'm just getting on my feet and I wanted to get a video out, I decided, what the heck, I'm going to do a vinyl finds video. My first probably true vinyl finds video. I show no new releases and new vinyl all the time, but they're always in context of the theme of whatever video I'm filming. And I like my videos to be original and not just be vinyl finds, because so many people do vinyl finds. And I like to have a subject for every video and pick a subject that maybe somebody hasn't explored recently or at all. But I'm going to do a vinyl find, so I got a couple stacks of albums and I'm going to blow through them here. I'm not going to stop and talk about them. This is vinyl finds. So these are things I found. Most of it is new vinyl, like new pressings, just because in the last few months, obviously, I haven't been running to record stores because of certain pandemic. So I haven't been running to record stores. I bought a few things off Discogs. I've had some pre-orders in with record labels. Of course, Amazon orders. Things that I ordered directly from artists. So I'm going to do a vinyl finds video and just quickly show what I've picked up. And this is probably in the last, I'd say July. I think the stuff I grabbed here, and there's probably other stuff too, but this was really a random pull. An hour ago, I just randomly grabbed a whole bunch of stuff that was like, I knew it was like inside or in mind, and put it into a stack. So these are some recent finds from, I'd say, about June, July of this year, up to just as recently as this weekend. And first up on my pile here is the new Goat's Head Soup. Never had this album, so it was like when they decided to re-release this album, I said, sure, I'll go for the 2-1. Plus, Amazon had goofed on the price. They'd actually priced this one lower, way too low. So I just bought it. It was one of those, everybody knows those Amazon goofs I'm talking about, where for some reason an album is, the single disc album is cheaper, is more expensive than the double disc. At any rate, I've grabbed this one, and honestly, because I've been really pleased, I have picked up some of the other Abbey Road half-speed masters that the Rolling Stones have released lately, and been really, really happy with them. But this one, I'm not super thrilled with. I'm going to give it a second listen. I've only listened to it once so far. I'm going to be giving that a second listen, but at the moment, not too thrilled. There's some, and people have talked about it in our online streams. And I've heard the same complaint that I have about it, is that there's actual distortion in a couple of songs, and it's not a pressing issue. That is not a pressing issue. I can tell a pressing distortion from an actual tape distortion. There's distortion in whatever the source was, what was used to press it was pressed onto the cutting disc in the pressing disc. It was distorted. So I'm not too thrilled with that. Another one I picked up was this one here. This is Goldfrapp. And this is a recent reissue, and it was reissued on a beautiful green vinyl. And this is Goldfrapp, Supernature. Really good album from the late 2000s. Supernature, Goldfrapp. Picked that up not that long ago. Good stuff there. Goldfrapp, Supernature. Duran Duran, A Diamond in the Mine. This was priced at a really, really amazing price. For a double live album, I was surprised to see this at under $20 on Amazon Canadian. Under $20, it was like $16 or something. And I was like, maybe that's a goof too. But it's Duran Duran live. 2011, A Diamond in the Mind. Really fantastic track selection with some of my all-time favorite Duran Duran songs on here. Great spin. Really, really economically priced. Highly recommend for people. Check that one out. A really fantastic album I picked up. Steve Hackett, live at the Royal Albert Hall, finally released on vinyl. Incredible pressing, incredible concert. It's all Genesis. Anybody knows that, of course, Steve Hackett was with Genesis until the end of Wind and Wuthering, and the Seconds Out live album was his last thing with them. But this is Steve Hackett, Genesis Revisited Live. Fantastic band, fantastic singers. This sounds as good as all the original Genesis songs. I was really, really, really impressed with how fantastic this sounds. And this is a triple live album. Highly recommend Steve Hackett, live at Royal Albert Hall. Another one I picked up was The Donnas. And this is on Run Out Groove Records. This is Spend the Night, and this is the expanded 2 LP version. Great pressing. It's on a yellow vinyl. Absolutely great pressing. The Donnas. Spend the Night. Another great, great, great album. And this was a limited numbered edition too. These were numbered. This was a numbered, and I have number 508. This was a numbered edition. Donna, Spend the Night. A couple of MoFi pressings that I picked up not too long ago. Of course, the one that sold out massively everywhere, instantly everywhere. TRex, Electric Warrior, which was limited. The first run was limited to 3,000. I got number 1,999, which I thought was kind of cool. Electric Warrior, TRex, though I'm not 100, I need to give it a couple more spins, but I'm not, this is not my favorite mobile fidelity pressing so far. I mean, it sounds great, but I've got better sounding MoFi pressings. So the jury's still out on that one. And the other MoFi I picked up was Vanilla Fudge. This is a beautiful pressing, mono, limited to 3,000, of which I got number 998 out of 3,000. Original master recording of Vanilla Fudge. Fantastic spin. Can't go wrong with this, and a beautiful MoFi. Then next up, I got the new from the metal band In This Moment, who I really like. I got their latest release called Mother, and I don't know how well this is going to show. Let me just pull this off. How well this shows on camera, but as you can see, it's got a lenticular cover, which makes it really cool. And I really like In This Moment. They are a metal band fronted by an incredible lead singer. She has absolutely fantastic vocals. Her name is Maria Brink, who does the vocals, and she is great. And this is their latest album, came out this summer, In This Moment, and it's called Mother. And this came on a beautiful, beautiful reddish vinyl. It's not true red, it's got something else mixed in it, but it's absolutely beautiful vinyl. And we'll just put that out until later. And a couple stand on, and they all kind of do a cover. Every one of their albums always has some sort of cover. And the one big cover on here, there's actually a couple of covers on here. There's Fly Like an Eagle, the old Steve Miller song, which she covers on here. But the real standard song in here is We Will Rock You, Queen's anthem. We Will Rock You, with Maria Brink, Lucy Hale, and Taylor Monison from The Pretty Reckless. So yeah, so there we go. Mother from In This Moment. Another one I got recently was by this band here called LA Witch. And this is their latest release on Suicide Squeeze Records. And this is called Play With Fire by LA Witch. Really great kind of grunge, punky, rock and roll. A trio of ladies that really rock out. Really love digging this spin. It's on a beautiful yellow vinyl with a really cool center label. And this is very economically priced if you're looking for it on Amazon or wherever. Less than $20 for sure. A really great spin. Balls to the walls, rock and roll. I like that the vocals in it are very, very much mixed into the background with these ladies, and that the bass is up front and the drums are up front and the guitars are up front. I just really like the way they sound. LA Witch, rock and roll ladies. And then I, of course, picked up the Flaming Pie, Paul McCartney, Flaming Pie, still can't say it. The Flaming Pie, whoever has Flaming Pie, Paul McCartney, Flaming Pie, Half-Speed Master, picked it up because I'm a big Jeff Lynne fan, probably more than Paul McCartney, but big Jeff Lynne fan and Steve Miller fan, who are both featured heavily on this album. That's the main reason I got it, and I really do like this album. So Flaming Pie, Paul McCartney. Another one I picked up recently, which was released last year actually, but I just got it, was Last Testament by Dan McCafferty, of course, who was the singer for Nazareth before he finally had to retire from Nazareth due to health issues. And he's made an absolutely fantastic, beautiful album. Absolutely love this thing. It's got some, it's the voice of Nazareth, but there's some really, really beautiful music on this album. Absolutely, highly, highly recommend Dan McCafferty and his Last Testament album, solo album. Another band that I pretty much bought as a blind buy, but I did hear some sound samples, is this here group, band, artist called Nautilus, and this is The Mystery of the Waterfalls, which is all based on Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. A really interesting spin. All I can say is sample it. It's mostly instrumental, with some spoken word in it, which is taken directly from the Jules Verne story. Highly, highly recommend it. Nautilus, Mystery of the Waterfalls. Next one up here came out in July. Came out about a week apart from the Deep Purple's Whoosh album. This is Psychedelic Furs, Made of Rain. And watch for this one coming up later this week when I do Volume 2 of my AGK 7-minute record reviews. I'm going to be reviewing Made of Rain by the Psychedelic Furs, one of the best albums released in 2020 in my opinion so far. So watch for that video coming. Next up from Australia, Amy Shark and Love Monster. Recent release. Fantastic album. Fantastic album. Tame Impala, The Slow Rush, his latest release. Tame Impala is a really great modern young artist. Tame Impala, Slow Rush. Fantastic. Another one I picked up was the 35th anniversary remix of Whitesnake's Slide It In. This is the 35th anniversary remake, which shows both the original old cover and the alternate cover. And of course, this has got extra material. And it's a remix and remake, and it's on this kind of red, kind of orange, kind of rusty colored vinyl. Really good remix. Highly recommend. 35th anniversary remix of Slide It In by Whitesnake. A couple of old OG records that I picked up on Discogs actually, that I just needed to fill some holes in my collection. Flock of Seagulls, original debut album. Love this album. Can't go wrong with that one. Flock of Seagulls, Listen, their second one. Needed that one also. So glad to have both of these back in my collection. Always loved those albums. Grupo Sportivo and Pop Goes the Brain. I'd forgotten all about this album, but was listening to them on one of my old cassette tapes the other day, and they came on it, and I was like, oh dang, I need that album back. So I managed to find a really nice mint copy with the die-cast cover with all the different pictures you could put in this cover by turning the inner sleeves front and back. Pop Goes the Brain, Grupo Sportivo, great spin, early 80s. And the Payolas, Canadian band, No Stranger to Danger, with, of course, the classic Eyes of a Stranger on here. Any Canadian probably knows Eyes of a Stranger. Yeah. And this was produced by Mick Ronson. So Mick Ronson's the Payolas, Canadian band, with Paul Hyde, of course, the leader. So No Stranger to Danger. Glad to have that back in my collection. A couple 7-inch singles. As I've mentioned in past videos and on live streams and so on. I'm a big Pretty Reckless fan. Pretty Reckless is of course the rock and roll band fronted by Taylor Monason, who was in Gossip Girl, and she's just a rock and roller right now. And I have all the Pretty Reckless albums, and they are having their 4th album coming out very soon. And this is the debut single from it, called Death by Rock and Roll. This song just kicks butt, and this was a limited edition of 500 that I ordered directly from the Pretty Reckless website, which came on a beautiful gold vinyl, 7-inch single, directly from the Pretty Reckless website. Death by Rock and Roll. Also, just released this summer, Alice Cooper did a quarantine song. When the pandemic hit, he was one of many artists that released a single about the world we live in. It was called Don't Give Up. Fabulous song. And I bought this directly from pre-ordered this directly from the Alice Cooper website. And it's called Don't Give Up, a single-sided 7-inch, directly from the Cooper website. And it was on this really cool 7-inch picture disc, which is, of course, got a written passage and autograph by Alice Cooper on the flip side. So don't give up, which we definitely must not. We got to keep fighting this thing, people. Don't give up. Alice Cooper. Great stuff. And another one that came directly from a website, or this came from the Lady Gaga website. And this was, of course, Rain on Me, the Lady Gaga Ariana Grande collaboration. This is the 7-inch single version, pressed on a yellow vinyl with an instrumental version on one side and the vocal on the other. Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, Made of Rain, featured on the Lady Gaga's Chromatica album. I'm not going to show that. Got to get a move on here. A couple more additions to my James Bond catalog, finally out for the first time. Anybody that's watched my James Bond videos knows these were, at the time I filmed these videos, neither of these albums were out. Finally, for the first time on vinyl, Casino Royale by David Arnold, and this is from Music on Vinyl. They're at the movie series, and pressed on a beautiful blue vinyl, and performed by the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra and the London Music Works Orchestra. It's another, I guess you could say, inception of the Nick Rain, I think it is, series of Bond music recordings. And this one's called Music from the Films of James Bond 007. Really great spin. 2 LP. Basically has every single Bond theme from every single film going right up to Skyfall. And a really good mix. I'm always watching for James Bond albums. Happy to add another James Bond tribute album to my collection. Last but not least is some brand new releases that I have not even yet opened or spinned. So these are hopefully going to finally get spun this week, now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better. First, of course, is Angel-Headed Hipster, the songs of Mark Bolan and TRex, a Hal Willner production, which was released the same day as the Mo-Fi Electric Warrior. Funny that the two dropped on the same day. But this is a comp album produced by various artists from all walks of life. I'm looking forward to hear it. I've heard one review on it who says it's pretty good, and I have seen a couple. I saw one song performed on YouTube, the Kesha song. There's a music video of that, and I really like Kesha. Like, you've got Kesha doing Children of the Revolution. You got Nick Cave on here doing Cosmic Dancer. Joan Jett doing Jeepster. Lucinda Williams was on here. Peaches. You know. U2 with Elton John doing Bang a Gone, Get It On. You've got Father John Misty. You got Perry Farrell. You know, so many different people. Nina, remember 99 Luftballons? Nina doing Metal Guru. Yeah, Todd Rundgren, Planet Queen. Victoria Williams with Julian Lennon, Pilgrim's Tale. And Sean Lennon with Charlotte Kemp, Mambo Sun. So it's going to be an interesting spin. We'll be playing that this week. So, you know, tune into Rachel's live streams, and then I'll give you a review of that. Slowly filling in the holes in my Lady Gaga vinyl collection. Finally got the Monster Deluxe Edition, Fame Monster Deluxe Edition, which is a box set. I do have quite a few of the other Lady Gaga vinyl pressings, but I was waiting for this one to come out, and it is finally out, which of course comes in a nice slip jacket and has in it the follow-up to the Fame, called the Fame Monster, and this was on a beautiful, silver vinyl. I just cracked this open before the video so I could show you what was inside the box, the slipcase. There's that, and of course the original, The Fame by Lady Gaga, which is an absolutely incredible album. So really love this album. Going to be giving that a spin probably today, because now that it's cracked open. And it goes into a beautiful slipcase. Another one, and this was inspired, I bought this after my last contest, which was, of course, showed me new 2010s for my 500 subs contest. I did just show me 2010's artists, and these next two artists I'm showing you, these purchases were inspired by videos that people did for my contest. The first one is Sudan Archives, Athena, and she is a soul Afrobeats kind of vocalist. Kind of reminds me a little of Sade, with a little bit of violin there, like Lindsey Sterling. So I'm really looking forward to finally cracking this open and giving it a listen. Sudan Archives, Athena. A blind buy inspired by a few sound bites I heard, and a review by somebody else who'd done it in one of my videos, contest entry. And then another band, Mammoth, which was also recommended in a contest video. I did some sound bites from some of their albums. Decided to pull a trigger and try their latest release, and this is called I don't know if I can even pronounce it. Cruisen? I know it's German. Cruising. It's Mammoth. Mammoth are the band. I'll check back with you all later as to exactly what this is like and about. But the sound bites I heard sound pretty good. Sounded very metal. And I'll let you know on that one. And last but not least, my latest release, and this this was literally coming in the door of my house, as at the same time as the ambulance was when they picked me up to take me to the hospital last week. This is Cindy Blackman, Santana. And for those who don't know, I'm sure you recognize the name Santana, and the album art probably gives you a clue. But for those who don't know, Cindy Blackman Santana is Carlos Santana's wife, who plays drums in his band and has so on his last few albums and tours. Fabulous drummer, and she's also a vocalist, and she's released a solo album called Give the Drummer Some. Cindy Blackman Santana, I've heard one song from this. I'm looking forward to cracking this open and giving it a spin. It opens with Imagine, the John Lennon classic. And there are some guest players on the album. Of course, Carlos Santana himself plays on just about every track of this album. So hence another great, me being a massive Santana fan, had to have this. So, Santana himself is playing on most of the tracks on this album. And we also have John McLaughlin stepping in on guitar on a few tracks on this album as well as a couple other players. Of course, Kirk Hamlet and Vernon Reid also guest appear on this album. And that's all. That's it. That's all. Vinyl finds. Yes, my first time I've done a vinyl finds video. I hope you all didn't get bored of that. It's good to be back. The video went long. I survived. And thank you for watching, everybody. Like I said, thank you for all your get well wishes and messages everybody sent me. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm getting there. And let's just hope I keep going in the positive direction. Everybody stay safe now that we're going into a second wave. Certainly here in Canada, things have gotten very, very bad in the last few days. So please, everybody here in Canada and all over the world, stay safe, stay healthy. All those things. Social distance and be good. Don't forget to look me up on Instagram, where I try to post a spin of the day every day. I will be getting back to doing that in the near future, not right away. At some point this week, I'm going to start posting spin of the days again there. But my Instagram is, of course, at AGK_lifetime of vinyl. And don't forget to like and subscribe this video, like everybody says. I'm not going to put some little animation on there like some people do. Just if you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe to me, subscribe to me. Yay, yeah, right? I would really appreciate it. I'm really happy the subscribers just keep going up and up. So thank you for that. And don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you don't miss my videos. And I will see you in my next video, which will be an AGK's 7-minute record review video coming hopefully very soon. as long as things keep going positive for my health. And thank you for everybody for watching. And as I always say, rock and roll.